Giggles podcast. We're back with another episode.
Yes.
So today we're gonna kind of go. I feel like we're just gonna go way left field from where we're starting, but our starting point is we've had a listener question, and they were talking about, or they're asking about whether we should be paying judges on like a CrossFit Games level, and then I'm obviously assuming that that's going to teeter down to like the semi-finals, and then what sort of quality of judges we should have within our competitions. So starting there, and then we're going to bring it back and start talking about some other aspects of that whole conversation. So starting off, I believe that we should definitely be paying judges, because what it's going to do is it's just going to increase the quality, and it's going to hold that standard, the movement standard, way higher if you've got consistency across the board, because all the judges are being paid and they've been taught and coached and set to a certain level. It's just going to make the competition way higher quality. And I feel, going off of what we were talking about previously about the masters getting their own comp and the teens getting their own comp, the quality is going to increase there. Should increase there anyway. So I think that would be something that I feel like CrossFit could actually evolve into quite easily. Now they're not spending the money on facilitating 5 or 6 different competitions within their competition. They've got the CrossFit has the individuals, and then they've got the masters have got their own. So like there's a lot, I feel like there could be a lot more like money split out evenly across the competitions. So it could actually be something that we do see in the future.
I reckon I'm all for it. I think there's a teetering down effect as well. If you pay the judges, they are going to take it more serious. However, if like it's like any business model at all, whether it's sporting model, business or like financial, whatever, the higher the top end are paid, like the games judges, it'll rise the level of everyone else that's lower. Because if you make it that, okay, it's a $500 course to be able to be a games level judge, and then, you have to get that accreditation first, and then you're going to get paid for it. So you'll make your money back. Then you're like, okay, sweet, I'll do that. And you have to have passed a much harder level than a $20 course for the open that really only affiliate owners do now.
Yeah, 100%. So, but like, I feel, I reckon that would be one of the steps that CrossFit kind of has to take, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they did in the near future, like just to lift the whole level of competition, because it's kind of what I feel like that's what they've aimed to do with separating the competitions anyway. So I feel like, that's kind of like a natural progression, but because at the end of the day, what the judges are there for is to hold a movement standard. So when we were at Torian this year, one of the judges during the briefing, he said it perfectly, and I'm probably going to stuff this up, but he said it perfectly. He was like, talking to the athletes, he's like, this is your event. You're here to show how hard you can work and how much effort you've put into your training. So this is your event. The better you hold your movement standards, the more of this event, it's yours. This is your event. The closer you ride that line of the movement standard, the more you're inviting your judge to be part of your event. It's like the judges don't want to be part of your event. They just want you to do your thing. But the closer you ride the line of your movement standard, the more you're inviting the judge to be part of your event. And we don't want that. So hold the standard better. And I was like, that's fucking perfect. Because like if you do shitty half reps, you're inviting your judge into your event, and the judge doesn't want to be there. Like they're just here to kind of count you on and woo, yeah, good job. And I was like, he put it perfectly. He's like, it is your event. The better you move, the more it's your event.
I remember a commentator once when Froning was in his era of individual, and the commentator was just like, imagine being Rich Froning's judge. You don't even have to look at his movement. You just have to count his reps. And even then, you probably don't even need to count his reps because he always moved well.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that kind of set him apart, was that I don't even remember a time when he did get no rep. besides when he failed a rep, but like,
Yeah.
you know, like a rope climb. But
Shots fired.
and then reinvented the rope climb.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm just going to drop down this thing now like I did, but I'll catch myself at the end.
Fireman.
So I'm good. Yeah. And so, like, to be at that level, you should know the standards as well. And this is something that I'd be super keen to chat on, is that, yes, the judges should be paid to hold a standard, but their job should be easy because you should be doing your job within your training
100%.
to hold a standard.
Yep. 100%. And that kind of, it goes back to, like, within your training, are you holding yourself to a standard where you're hitting every single rep full depth, and you're making sure the wall ball hits above the line every single time, you're making sure your chest touches the bar every single time? So it's like, are you being disciplined within your training? And if you do no rep, you call yourself out on it in training, because that's the only way that you're going to really ingrain those movement patterns better and ingrain that sort of discipline, is to actually do it within training.
Yeah. Everyone's always on about, like, oh, you got to find the 1%. And it grinds my gears. I probably give this speech more to, like, the members in our gym that compete more than anything else. Is that they're like, oh, what can I do better? I might hold your movement standard better. I was like, if you're not squatting lower than the person next to you in the gym, at the end of the day, they have moved more than you. Whether you moved faster or not, they've done more work.
Yeah.
So they are going to get the rewards for more work. Doesn't matter at the competition time whether their standards are better and they get no reps. It's they've done more work than you, so they're going to be fitter than you.
Yeah.
It drives me insane. I'm like, why would you compete? Why would you train less than how you're going to compete? I'm going to start throwing things soon. Like it.
Triggered.
Oh man, it confuses me. It's the same as like cutting reps as well. I'm like, you're literally cutting reps, and then you're doing less, and then you get to the open, and you're less fit than someone else. You did less,
and it shows.
Yeah,
Those
for a
rep
whole year,
shavers.
you've done less than them.
Yeah.
That's why they're beating you.
Yep. But that kind of ties in with like local comps and stuff like that. One thing that grinds my gears is when they'll change like a movement standard on a specific movement for no particular reason other than to just make it a little bit more different or difficult, or like to change it. But what I think it does is it takes away from the specific athletes that have put the time and effort into improving their third wave adaptation to that particular movement. So
hang on. Are you going to explain what you mean by third wave for everyone?
Yeah.
Good.
So you got your first, second, and third wave adaptations. First wave adaptations are like when you're brand new to a movement, you've never squatted before, you're brand new to the gym. Your first wave adaptations are like huge gains that you'll get because you're going to interrupt me?
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say it's like what people call beginner gains.
Yeah. So that's your first wave adaptation. Your second wave adaptations are, so if you were to do back squats and then have the strength transfer from your back squat into improving something like your running or your box jump endurance or something else like that, that's second wave adaptations that you get from squatting that transfer into other movements and that sort of stuff as well. And then your third wave adaptations are being so specific to that one particular movement. So it could be the foot position that you have when you do your squat to improve the squat within its like that one particular movement. So if you take burpees, for example, bar facing burpees, and you've got a specific sequence of movements that you do within your burpee to improve your burpee, not I'm going to get better at burpees so I improve my fitness so I can also run faster and I can do all these other things outside of burpees. The third wave adaptation is movement specific. So it's how can I pick the bar up quickest to get into my thruster? How can I do the exact same, like what is my first chest bar? How does that look? Or like the nuances to movement specifics. So if you've got an
things
athlete
that like set the elite apart is because they worry about that stuff. I've even noticed actually, tiny bit off topic because I was doing them this morning. I had burpees every day. I do burpees, but today I was doing burpees in the morning, and I've noticed I've gotten into a habit of stepping up only with my left leg if I'm not doing bar facing or burpee box jump overs. Like if I'm just doing burpees on the spot, burpee pull-ups, burpee muscle-ups, something like that, I always step up with my left leg because I don't have to turn. And it's nothing bad. It could be bad, but it drives me insane. So I had to like even it out, and I was like, I am so less efficient coming up on my right, just because it felt weird. And like, but that's the third wave, right? I'm trying to be like super efficient, and then OCD about, okay, step up on odd numbers with the left, step on even numbers with the right, like, and get that, and then jump when I need to do this. And oh man, it was it was good. I improved.
That's also something that I do to help my count as well.
Oh, yep.
Yep. So if I lose count halfway, I just be like, my right leg's my even leg. So like my left leg is 1, my right leg is 2. So if I lose track, so if I'm on like 17, 18, and I'm like, oh, I'm on my left leg, that's an odd number. I know that I've done 17, so I'm on 19. I'm not on 18 or 20, I'm on 19. Yep. And it kind of, if I'm not sure, I always take a rep off, so that way I make sure I'm doing more than less. But it stuffed me over in the open once. Because I'd landed on the wrong side of the box, and I knew that I landed on the wrong side. And I'm like, that's an odd number, and I have to do 20 reps, and I'd only done 19. So I ended up, I'd added 7 seconds to my time or whatever it was, but I was like, I don't actually know what time I would have finished because I didn't do the last fucking rep, because my judge was like, yep, done. And I was like, I should have just done the extra rep.
Again, that judge should be getting paid. Unless
if he was getting paid.
It was Eb.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Okay.
She wouldn't judge me. Hell no.
she judges you. She's just not in CrossFit.
Just not on paper. But yeah, I think that's one thing that the like local comps kind of, they take away the opportunity. Not all of comps and not all movements and not all, but some comps do some things to, like, they take away the nuance to be like, if you've got someone that's worked really, really hard on a specific movement to build that third wave adaptation, it takes it away from the competition, which is where you get like, and that's what the like all the high-end athletes are looking for, the 1%ers. So if you've done like all this stuff to like improve your chest bars or to improve your thrusters or improve one of your movements, and then that gets taken away from you because the comp was like, we're going to change the standard so that way it's different. It's kind of like, I've been working on those. Thanks.
Well, even like we had a competition in Perth, and their standard was overhead lunges. And to get faster at lunges, you step through. So you straighten your legs at the top, but instead of like straightening, stopping, and then stepping forward, you just step through. So I call it like you either stutter step or you step through or you through step. And I was like, well, we're racing, right? And I'm in a team, so I can, if I'm dying, I'll just palm it off and he can do some, and then I'll jump back in. And they're like, no, you must step your feet together to show lockout at the top of each rep, of each step. And I'm like, you're literally slowing us down. I was like, if you're worried about your judge not being able to see if a knee and hip is straight, get him glasses and pay him. Like, it just annoyed me because I got so many no reps because I was like, oh yeah, okay, slow down. Okay, I guess I'm not racing. Like, little things like that, they bug me. Unless it's rogue, which we're going to talk about later on, like in another episode. But they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, because there was, I can't remember the exact example, but it was something like, I think it was like box jump overs and you had to step down. It wasn't that, but it was something along the lines. And I was like, that really annoys me because I personally am like really fast at doing box jump overs, and it's something that I've worked on. And the third wave adaptation is something that, like, that 1% of being able to jump off the box and into the next one. I can't remember what the movement was, but it was something along those lines. And it was like, that's really frustrating because exactly what you said. It's like, it's not a race now because that movement is now set at a certain tempo. You can't go any faster than that because like you're forced to slow the movement down. So it's like, this is no longer a test of, like, this is just a null movement because everybody can only go at the same pace now.
Yeah,
so
I think it's also, it's annoying when because everyone has their movements that they've dialed in specifically. And then when that movement that you've dialed in specifically that you know you're going to get advantage with is like taken away, you're like, damn it. Now where do I find my edge? And you're like, well, like, instead of trying to like create standards out of nowhere, just let the athletes keep the standard that they've been training at. Because everyone should be training to the same standard. Should
being a very key word in that sentence.
Capitals.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I think that it kind of it's a fine line because sometimes it makes it easier for the judge to see the rep start finish, or like they've hit this range of movement or they've hit this lockout or extension or whatever. So it does make it easier for the judge. But then sometimes you get movements where they've thrown it in and it just makes it so much harder for the judge. It makes it harder for the athlete, and then it's no longer a test of fitness. It's a coordination, whether you can like the bloody split snatches that they had at the games. I'm like, that's not a.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's a test of fitness anymore, because you're like, I know coordination's part of the 10 components of fitness, but it's like it shouldn't. Yeah, I don't know whether I'm just being old and sooky.
A little bit. So I would not argue it, but I would point out that I would say when you get to the top level, like at the games or at Rogue or Waterpalooza, you've probably proven that you can do all the standards in the third wave of adaptation and like all that. So then they're like, okay, well, we're going to throw something at you that's going to make you have to think. Because like, and it's proven in studies that like if you're more cognitive within a workout, you burn more energy. Like if you're thinking exactly what your body has to do, not like how your body has to move, then you're burning more energy because your brain's using that power to be more cognitive. Whereas if you just go and like autonomous, then you're so efficient, hit that flow zone, kind of go. Like when the games do the split clean and jerk and the split snatch, like it was dumb, but it was also cool because like it nailed some people because they kept getting no rep on it.
Yeah, true.
But at the same time, like if you bring it back to a local comp, you don't really need to do that. Like it's not a need. So I guess it just depends on like, I guess how your ego is.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could just be getting old.
Yeah. You've been in this too long, man.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to be easy. It's simple, please.
Yeah. Come on, man. Just make it thrusters and burpees.
Yeah,
please.
come on.
How was that when they changed they made it burpees that you had to jump up, jump down, and then the next year they got rid of that? So everyone got really good, and then they like lost their standard of how to step up, step down from the burpee again?
Yeah. It was good though, because that's all I do in training is like the step up, step down. Unless it's a sprint event, then I'll jump. But yeah, that's something like that's one of the things that I've worked on is that third wave adaptation of being able to step, jump at a decent pace. So even my like jumping, bar facing burpees and jumping, it's a half step, not a full jump. So, but that's one of the movements that I've worked on.
Yeah.
So when they take it away from me, it's like, God damn it.
How about this?
It's so much harder.
I remember seeing it at a comp. What was it? It was at one of the semi-finals this year, and it was an individual athlete getting no repped. They were holding the standard, but they were doing a different technique for the standard, and the judge was no repping them because, like, I'll probably get it wrong, but I think it was Linda, dumbbell Linda, with the squat cleans, dumbbell bench press and deadlift this year. I'm pretty sure it was a girl, and she was getting no rep because she was early arm bending and not hitting extension in the pull, but she was hitting depth in the squat and extension at the top of the squat, which is the standard of the movement. And the judge was like no repping them because they were bending their arms and not like hitting extension in the pull.
What the hell?
And they're like, what the hell? The head judge had to come over and be like, oh, there was like a big thing about it. I'm pretty sure. What's that? What's the Batman dude that tries to call everyone out?
Oh, Hillafit.
Yeah, that dude. I'm pretty sure I saw that. That's where he did it. He did the post on it. He was like, these people are getting no repped for doing the standard a little like the standard's clear, but getting their different method of getting the standard. And then he went to like probably like railed on Danny Spiegel for doing something that he doesn't like about her because he's it's him. I mean, I don't like her either, but still settle. Yeah, so that's annoying really when the judges come out and they're like, they kind of get caught up in the fact that you're holding this movement standard, you're not holding the technique. And the CrossFit course does say that. They're like, as a judge, you're there to make sure that they move through point A through point B and end at point C. How they do that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, as long as they're ticking the boxes.
Yeah.
That'd be super frustrating. Like,
what's a weird standard?
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
No, that annoyed me. Was that lunge standard? That
Yeah.
I think you'd be right. That split one. That was a weird one.
Yeah. It was just different. And then, like, even the single unders, the one that Tia, that wasn't the same event, was it? No, it wasn't.
No, that was like a year or two later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know why. I know that, yeah, coordination is part of the 10 components of fitness, but it's like sometimes the penalty that they have on certain movements, like that you had to get 75 unbroken. So the penalty for tripping once is so extreme that it just makes it, makes it a completely different test.
I think I've said this on the podcast before. I was talking to some mates and they were saying that apparently Tia warms up single unders like 10 minutes a day.
Yeah, right.
So it's not even... Yeah, no, before that.
Before that. Yeah, right.
So it's not even like she can't do single unders. It was literally just an off mistake. And then they were like, it's so annoying because that's like the one movement where she probably practices it more than all of the other elite athletes. Like she starts off with just single unders. Even on Hard Work Pays Off, he used to have a warm up that was like, and I get members to do it now to practice their rope speed and like control, is like you're doing like 2 to 3 minute AMRAPs of like 10 single unders into 10 double unders, back into 10 single unders, 10 double unders. But one transition between the speed is the rep that counts. And so you're counting your transitions. And it was just to teach you like jump speed and then to keep your jump speed at the same like thing, so you can speed it up during the singles and then try and just speed the rope up during the doubles.
Yeah,
so you're learning that, which I thought was really cool. And I'm assuming he probably stole it from Shane.
At that sort of level, I reckon they'd be all stealing stuff from each other. Because they're like,
why wouldn't you?
They're all chasing the 1%. So it's like there's only so much on the table for them to grab that if someone figures it out and then they catch wind of it, they're like, "Ooh, that was really good. I'm stealing that." Yeah. But that's why Matt Fraser kept all his secrets for so long.
He did. Yeah.
Top secrets.
Now, like Medeiros is doing it, but didn't work out the third year.
Where was he for Rogue?
I don't know. I think he... Did you just say no? We'll have to go watch a YouTube video.
Because I've only watched half of the Rogue Invitational so far. I'm not fully up to date. But yeah, he wasn't there. I'm like, I'm not sure why he didn't get an invite.
Yeah. He probably did. On that, though, Rogue have some different standards.
I take that back. I'm sorry.
No. Like, don't get all scared now.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah. What's he going to do?
I don't want to find out.
Like Rogue have different standards, like that thicker pull-up bar for the muscle-ups. But that's cool, because if you look at Rogue, apparently even the owner of Rogue or the organizer of the Invitational is like, we're not testing for complete fitness. We're just trying to showcase the athletes however the hell we want. Like, they pay for their flights, they pay for their accommodation, they pay for their food, everything from like 2 to 3 days before the comp, throughout the comp, and I think like a day or so afterwards. And so they're like, if we're paying for everything for the athletes to get here and stay here and enjoy their time, we're going to make them do whatever the hell we want. And I was like, oh, that's fair. Like, you know, so that's why they're like...
I didn't realize they were paying for them to like fly them out and stay in there and all that sort of stuff. That's insane.
If it's gone really
silent. They're able to pay for all of that.
Sorry.
That's cool.
That just cut out a bit. Yeah, they paid for it all.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't realize that they did that.
Me neither, until like I was talking to mates and they're like, yeah. I was like, damn.
You can see why everyone tries to compete there then.
Yeah. Well, that's like even
free.
Dubai. Yeah, Dubai like pretty much pay for you to get over there. And then if you come last, you still get prize money.
Yeah, they've got so much money. They should be paying their judges.
Yeah. Wait, they probably do actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Yeah, because their judges are probably like, I'm not doing it for free because I know how much money you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 35 grand if they win the one event.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that was a nice quick episode.
Yeah.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah. Enjoy.
As always. Cheers for listening. If you've got any questions, if you want to hit us up with anything, hit us up on Instagram, Spotify, or YouTube. That's where we'll always be. Yeah. we will see you next week.
Thanks very much, guys.
Peace.
Go get paid.